Ball into the United area for the very first time. Anthony back to collect, and Dallo with plenty of time to bring Altay into the game. Swiftly they advance with Bruno Fernandes, who he put the tie in the third round beyond reach, didn't he? Winning the penalty and putting it away at Wigan to just give them that little bit of elbow room at 2-0, much needed at the time, I think.
Yeah, it was indeed another hard evening for Manchester United, but just looking at Newport there, just swinging that ball into the box a second ago, that's what they need to do. They need to make this game a fight. They need to get tight to Manchester United. Can't let Manchester United get expansive. If they do, their talent will shine through.
Dallo back into Martinez. Looking for Shaw. Sidestepping McLaughlin. Sliding in there was Casemiro. Morris gets his foot in there and sends it forward.
At the minute, Newport are just happy to sit in what is referred to as a mid-block, being very organised. Nobody's really popping out of their shape yet, just not letting Manchester United get any space in between the lines where they are likely to hurt you.
Well, Newport County have waited a long time to host Manchester United. It's the first ever competitive meeting between the two sides. They almost met way back in 1979, but Newport County narrowly lost an FA Cup fourth round replay to Colchester United. Here come Manchester United now. First chance of the match, and it's put away by Bruno Fernandes. Lashed home in the blinking of an eye. Newport County 0, Manchester United 1.
And that's just the tonic for Erik ten Hag and his men. A brilliant counter-attacking goal. Bruno Fernandes making absolutely no mistake at all as he strode onto that ball. Cut back from Anthony, catches it sublimely. And any questions of this Manchester United side have just been put to bed very early on. You can see the move here. First time they've been the ascendancy. Lovely touch from Fernandes to begin with. Good awareness from Anthony, and as that ball arrives back, it's a wonderful finish. He keeps it low, hard, just the right of Townsend, and gives the international goalkeeper absolutely no chance at all.
Really good finish from Bruno Fernandes, his 7th goal of the season. And just the sort of start that Manchester United were looking for to settle any nerves. But as you mentioned, Glenn, so early in the game, they've already had the opportunity to get their foot on the ball and settle in the match.
Yeah, they have, and you can't question Graham Coughlin's tactics. It's about stopping the Premier League side at this moment, and if you're going to get through a round like this, you've got to ride your luck, and there's got to be a point where you come out and start playing. But first and foremost, it's about stopping them, and unfortunately for Newport, first counter-attack, and Manchester United have been deadly.
United haven't been so good away from home, only one win in the last 6 on the road in all competitions, which was in the last round against Wigan, but they've certainly given themselves a good platform here. That was nicely taken by Will Evans, who looks at the referee, rather hoping for a free kick, which he's not about to get.
Lovely touch from the big man there, and that's what he needs to be a platform for his team. But feel he got a little nick there, and I did think it was a free kick.
Garnacho with the ball forward, just a little too far in front of Luke Shaw, who'd advanced down the far side.
And all of a sudden, the anticipation and excitement around Rodney Parade has just been silenced. Look, we see the brilliant touch again here. And he did get a little nick off the returning Luke Shaw. I think the referee got that one wrong.
Well, he's one of those in the United camp in terms of being a supporter of the club. Will Evans, as you mentioned earlier, Glenn, he's worked on the family farm for years until he was 25, now in his 2nd season with Newport County. And here he is, playing against his boyhood club, the team he supported growing up.
This will, without doubt, be a pinch-me moment for him. A moment he'll never forget in his career. I just wonder whose shirt he's asked for.
Out of the head of Martinez. Well, depending on who it is, he might need to be quick to stand a chance of getting it.
Yeah, I'm sure there's a long list. I'm sure conversations have already been had even before the game.
That's Luke Shaw with the header away. The touch from Fernandez, and Garnacho on the ground. Advantage played by David Coote, the referee, as Dalot ventures forward. Anthony on the near side. Challenge comes in on him from Delaney, and now the chase is on for Seb Palmer-Holden. And Altay just manages to get the ball away to Lisandro Martinez, who gives him an earful.
Yeah, just popped off his foot there. Control wasn't quite perfect. As we've said, this pitch is lively. You can see the ball never really settles on it. It's always bobbling. And they caught the Manchester United goalkeeper out there.
Well, it's lively. You can see the rugby union marks on it as well, as United come forward once more. And Kobbie Mainoo. Dalot's available just outside the box. Here is the goal scorer, Fernandez, and now Dalot across. Teed up for Anthony.
Big chance for the Brazilian to get his first goal of the season there. And what seems to be happening at the moment, Newport so desperate not to concede. They're dropping so deep, and that cutback ball's always on, always someone available at the edge of the area. You see Anthony getting it, and you think a man of his quality, when he gets that onto his left foot with a couple of seconds to spare, opens up. You'd expect him to be finding that far corner, gets under it, and lets Newport off the hook.
Such a different environment for these players coming to venues like this one.
Just a little bit. It's what the FA Cup's all about.
Not provided with the home comforts that they might be used to.
Not quite. A little bit more contact with supporters. It can be quite unnerving at times, but Manchester United are dealing with it really, really well here in South Wales.
A reminder, Newport County, one of 3 teams left in the competition from outside the top 2 divisions. Fellow Welsh side Wrexham, one of the others. Wrexham playing away at Blackburn Rovers tomorrow night. And of course, Maidstone United from the 6th tier. The stars of this FA Cup weekend, with an incredible 2-1 win away at Ipswich Town yesterday, which you were witness to.
I was. It was one of those magical afternoons in the FA Cup. Maidstone progressing against the high-flying Ipswich. I don't think anyone expected it, but that's the sort of things this competition throws up.
Here's Anthony. Just waits for the support to arrive. Now with Dalot, plenty of white shirts in and around the Newport penalty area. Dalot across, and it's 2-0, swept in by Kobbie Mainoo. What a start for Manchester United. 2 goals in the opening 13 minutes. And Kobbie Mainoo's first goal in a Manchester United shirt. What a moment for the 18-year-old.
And we can see the Newport boys, they're asking questions of each other. We've just highlighted them dropping too deep, and that cut ball's on again. And unfortunately for Newport, it happens again. Dalot gets down this right-hand side, lovely couple of step overs, doesn't send the defender in, but there he is, Mainoo on the cutback, allowed to sweep it into that far corner. Brilliant finish by the young man for his first Manchester United goal, but far, far too easy from a Newport perspective.
Well, it's been a very professional and business-like approach from Manchester United at the start of this FA Cup tie. Looking to squash any hopes that Newport County have, and quickly.
Yes, they have indeed. They've been extremely professional, they've been clinical. They knew they were up against it and the world wanted an upset, but so far they've been pretty perfect, Manchester United. No chances given, 2 goals scored.
Great moment there for Mainoo, the England under-19 international, scoring his first goal. 2-0, still inside the opening quarter of an hour.
It's really important now that Newport just stay in this game, don't let the tie get away from them, 3-4, because they'll be looking at themselves in the mirror this evening and they'll be ruining missed opportunities and letting the moment pass them by. They need to keep it at least to 2-0 before half-time and try and get back into this game.
They haven't had the best of fortunes from corner kicks in League Two this season. They've only scored 3 goals all season from this sort of scenario. Just a little bit for referee Coote to keep his eye on there in front of the Manchester United goalkeeper. Over it comes, comfortably headed away by Bruno Fernandes. Sent back in by McLaughlin. A header on into the penalty area from Ryan Delaney.
And the last thing you want to do when you get up there and you do get a corner, you manage to get some foothold in the Manchester United half, is hit the front man. It's one of my pet hates as a footballer. Got to beat that front man, especially when you're not going to get many opportunities to put that ball in the box.
This is more or less the first time they've managed to sort of just get their foot on the ball a little bit and string a few passes together. They haven't seen much possession so far, really. Can they create something here? It's a comfortable catch in the end, too close to the goalkeeper. Evans, though, lurking. Anthony's touch doesn't find Bruno Fernandes, as Bryn Morris tries to find a way through. Advantage played by the referee. Aaron Wildig certainly, I think, fouled his opponent, but that was tidily done by Lewis. And now Evans. McLaughlin coming across to the near side.
This is better by Newport, just getting their foot on the ball a little bit, but you can't help but feel it's because Manchester United already 2-0 up, took their foot off the pace a little bit.
Just confirmation of what we were suggesting there. Manchester United with just over 3/4 of the plays so far in the game. But the most important thing of all, of course, is what you do with that possession, and it's been an excellent opening quarter of an hour or so for them. If you've joined our coverage a little late, we've missed goals from Bruno Fernandes and Kobbie Mainoo. Martinez in possession. That's important for United, isn't it, Martinez coming back? Do you not think, Glenn, they've missed him, haven't they?
Yeah, massively. I think he brings an unmatched energy and aggression to that back line.
Talking of energy, here comes Garnacho, teasing the home defence, looking for an opening, can't find it this time, but Anthony will keep the attack alive. Dallow's return pass, not good enough to find him. McLaughlin. Dallow, here's Casemiro. There's space for Luke Shaw. Hoyland waits in the middle, Mainoo up in the box as well. Headed away by Scott Bennett.
And I'm sure a few of those Newport boys will be looking up at the clock and seeing only 17 minutes and thinking what's happened. It all seems to have gone by in a blur, and they find themselves 2-0 down.
Manchester United, of course, went all the way to the final last season, beaten by Manchester City, and Altay finds Lisandro Martinez, who in turn picks out Garnacho with a lovely pass, support in the middle, and he rifles it, smashing the crossbar, which is probably still rattling as a result.
Yeah, it is, and a couple of his teammates there, Bruno Fernandes and Rasmus Højlund, having a go at him, but this is a brilliant turn by Martinez and a wonderful pass. Finds Garnacho down that side, and Garnacho doesn't even look across. He has no interest. He's thinking, I'm hitting this early on. Takes it on his left foot, and he gets great purchase on the ball. Can't just quite keep it down. But I can understand why his Manchester United teammates are asking questions. They were both ahead of the Newport defence, and if he squares that, it's game over.
Yeah, Rasmus Højlund was a very frustrated figure at the far post there in that moment.
As I would have been.
I was just about to say, a situation you, I'm sure, can entirely sympathise with. Here at the back now, Ryan Delaney, one of the Manchester United supporters in the Newport County lineup, the number 4, sending it back to Nick Townsend, the goalkeeper. Plenty of time for Shaw to pick his pass and find Dallow. It was Diogo Dallow who opened the scoring at Wigan in the 3rd round, and here he is now.
Dallo and Anthony have been good down this right-hand side so far this evening. In fact, with only 20 minutes played, Anthony is looking like one of his better performances for Manchester United. Already got an assist and want to open his goal tally for the season.
Kobe Manu. That was a lovely little delicately flighted ball down the near side, but comfortably back with Nick Townsend. Well, there's a man who's seems got plenty to deal with constantly, both on and off the field, as Manchester United's manager, remaining very tight-lipped pre-match about the situation surrounding Marcus Rashford, but was saying it was an internal matter. That was as far as he would go, but I'm sure many of you around the world have seen the headlines of the last few days. But there's always seems to be a lot of distractions around this team.
There does, around this club at the moment, and that is a problem. You want to keep your bad news internally, not let it slip out, but unfortunately Marcus Rashford and Erik ten Hag are at loggerheads again, and it's in the public eye, and it's not good for the football club. But this, I'm sure he'll be breathing a little sigh of relief. There, his side being 2-0 up, the last thing he would have needed after that coming together is to lose this fixture.
And this is Adam Lewis, the loanee from Liverpool, with the throw for Newport County. Comfortably headed away, and Garnacho up against Bryn Morris.
I wonder if Adam Lewis has had the call from his parent club about beating Manchester United, their arch rivals. That would have been one for him to walk back into Melwood with.
He's from Liverpool. I don't think he needed a call from them, did he?
I'm sure he would have walked back into Melwood with a strut in his step if he would get a result here this afternoon.
Well, that was a poor ball there from Luke Shaw, and there will be a free kick, a foul by Casemiro. Second time he's conceded a free kick midway inside his own half so far.
But that's what he's good at. The defensive midfielder, he smells danger, and he knows even though he doesn't win the ball, he's not going to pick up a yellow card. Just stops that momentum of the opposition.
Now, what have Newport County got up their sleeve here as they look to try to get on the board? Give themselves and the crowd a little bit of renewed hope by reducing the deficit.
I think that's what they've got to aim for, is just to try and get on that score sheet, give them the crowd something. They've all turned out in their numbers here at Newport today. Just give them something to cheer and then see what happens from that point.
Lewis quick with the throw, straight to Morris. Shaw's clearance. Garnacho's touch. Fernandez.
Anthony and Garnacho have really stretched Newport. They've been really good, the Manchester United wingers either side. Always trying to get it there. Opposing full-backs, making positive runs.
Such an exciting player, isn't he, Garnacho? Just 19 years of age, and we saw that wonder goal at Everton. He was outstanding on Boxing Day in the comeback win against Aston Villa. He's just got so much talent.
He has, and he seems to be built for the limelight, doesn't he? He comes up with big goals when he needs to. I think the main thing for Manchester United is that he always performs. He's always at least a 7 out of 10. Never goes missing for a young man, and that's a real positive to have in your armoury.
Not the start he was hoping for there, Graham Coughlin. His team behind early in this match. Charlesley losing out. Newport still with the ball. And the shot on the turn once, twice, and it was pretty well struck by Will Evans.
Good shot by Will Evans. Shows his impetus, shows his first thought is to try and get that shot away. And as that ball comes in, get it under control, get it on that right foot, swivel, hit it. And as it comes back, it's a brilliant reaction hit on his left foot. And it is equally a really good save by Altay, who hasn't had much to do. Well, that's good purchase from a short range. Good handling by the Manchester United goalkeeper.
As Fernandez put under pressure, Dalot. Yeah, Altay, the former goalkeeper of Fenerbahce, currently top of the Turkish Super League. International for Turkey as well. Here's Casemiro. First match for him since the 1st of November, the Carabao Cup tie against Newcastle, and two players on slightly different wavelengths there for a moment.
Yeah, a little misunderstanding there. Nothing much has gone wrong in that final third for Manchester United, but we'll just see plays with cross wires, just going back to Altay and coming from Turkey. It's always funny when you've got a foreign player in your team and you're explaining about the FA Cup and where you've got to go and trying to explain what Rodney Parade would have been like. I'm sure his face as he pulled into the ground would have been a real picture.
Headed on by Evans. That's Anthony getting his foot in. Højlund, who hasn't had much to work with so far in the opening quarter of the match, Rasmus Højlund.
No, he hasn't. It's been so far. It's been a quiet afternoon for him, but it's difficult when you've got wingers on either side that want to cut in and they want to shoot. We highlighted the Garnacho chance earlier where he could have crossed it, and we could see Højlund's frustration. But that's why, because his wingers aren't looking to provide for him.
Well, Højlund now trying to receive the pass from Anthony, but Ryan Delaney made sure that he didn't get to the ball.
It was a welcome to Wales challenge, that one, wasn't it? He lined him up.
Yeah, and if he wants Højlund's shirt after the game, he might want to wash it. Caked in mud already as a result of that challenge. Dalot back with Martinez. Luke Shaw available for the pass from his goalkeeper.
You can see now Newport coming out hunting a little bit more rather than sitting in that shape that they were at one stage, but going in ones and twos and leaving Dalot there is just not going to work.
Just a little pullback there, I think, by Scott Bennett.
And he's just saying there to his teammate, why are you going? We've got to go as a unit. You can't go in ones and twos because this quality Manchester United team will just pick you off easily, and it makes the afternoon a long afternoon if you're just leaving space in behind you.
Yeah, great occasion for everyone connected with Newport County, the likes of Scott Bennett playing in the heart of their defence. Around 350 matches for the club, real stalwart for them. Varane, who's won the lot, hasn't he, Rafael Varane? 4 Champions Leagues, a World Cup, you name it. Been there, done it. But here he is at Rodney Parade with his teammates trying to successfully negotiate this, what looked potentially banana skin tie against League Two opposition, but Manchester United impressively into a 2-0 lead inside the opening 13 minutes of the game as Anthony scoots away from Lewis. Fernandez. It's Casemiro to the near side. Varane popping up on the wing. Kobe Menu underneath it. Garnacho has it now. Nice ball in. Anthony. Third attempt on goal of the first half from the Brazilian.
Yeah, you can see he's disappointed because he knows with one of those chances, you say he's had 3 already, he should have hit the back of the net. This one, in all fairness, is really good defending. I just wonder, man of his talent, could he just swiveled that onto his right foot, let the defender go sliding by and had a almost empty net to put it into? I think maybe a confident Anthony would have.
Headed by Bryn Morris up to the edge of the box. And forward this time by Lewis. That's easy for Shaw. And Fernandez, how about that for a pass? Garnacho taking it in his stride. Rasmus Højlund's up alongside him. Here's Anthony. Lovely little turn, but there's time for Newport to tidy up and clear.
Well, right there, what Anthony's just done is what he should have done on the earlier opportunity. But again, I'm sure that Højlund will be extremely frustrated. Garnacho goes down that left-hand side, doesn't even look to square it to his striker, who again is there asking for the opportunity to be laid onto him. His first thought is to cut back. Yes, he does find a teammate, but here, just play it into that space in front of him. Let your striker get in the score sheet. Play for him. But at the moment, his team are not playing for him. Rasmus Højlund.
Yeah, he's just hovering around, waiting for that ball to be played to him, isn't he, Højlund? And it just isn't so far.
He's in the right place. I think.
Yeah.
I think he's well within his right to go to his manager Monday morning and say, look, I'm there. I need to be provided for. I'm getting into positions. You need to get wingers that look for me. Such a frustrating place to be in for Rasmus Højlund, because, like we say and we've highlighted there, he's made the right run without any doubt. It's how many times do you keep doing it without getting the ball? You lose your focus, you lose your anticipation.
Garnacho, no way through this time, and it's thumped away by Clark. But no sooner do they clear than it comes straight back towards them. Dalot. Anthony once more. Going for goal again, and it will be a corner.
As soon as he gets it, that's his first thought always, isn't it? Can he get in on that left foot? Usually looks for that far side net in this one. I wouldn't say it's extremely powerful, he more stings it towards the goal. Easy enough save for Townsend in the end.
Yeah, Nick Townsend, 7 caps now for Antigua and Barbuda, made his international debut in 2022. Clean sheets in his last 2 league matches before today. One of them, the 1-0 win over Wrexham. Under pressure again, potentially, as Lewis with a wild swing. Anthony. We've seen plenty of the ball so far. And we'll have to settle for a corner.
But again, he's got teammates in the box. And what do you want to do? He wants to have a shot. He wants to cut in on his left foot and hit it again.
But he looks like a player who hasn't scored for 9 months, who's just desperate to find the back of the net.
I understand that, but you've got to do the right things first. And the first thing you've got to do is put this game to bed. Yes, it's 2-0. It's going to be a very difficult task for Newport from this point. But get the third.
David Coote saying, hey lads, do you realise I'm standing right behind you and I can see all of this?
Yeah. Like a wrestling match in there, the Newport players do not want to let those Manchester United players get even a yard space, because they know if they do, they can be punished.
Yeah, Ryan Delaney, the player, trying to get in the middle of Højlund and Varane.
Laying down the rules there, the referee, David Cook, doesn't want any of it.
And it comes from Fernandes. Garnacho challenged in the box. David Coote says carry on. Altay way off his line. Sends it out of play. Manchester United feeling that Alejandro Garnacho feeling that he should have got something there.
Yes, he did. Couldn't quite make out who got first to the ball. There was clear contact. Let's have another look here. And in the Premier League, with VAR, I think that's given us a penalty. He gets his foot to it first. Newport player kicks through him, kicks through his foot onto the ball, and it looks like he's got to the ball first, but he didn't. It was Garnacho. The new Argentinian is well within his right to question David Cook there.
This is Martinez battling away with Palmer Holden. Newport with a throw.
This is where they need to make something happen. Newport try and just get an effort on target, give themselves a lifeline in this game. All these people turned out, give them something to cheer.
Sunday evening in South Wales. Sunday evening in South Wales. In the atmospheric arena, the header coming in there from Delaney.
For a second, as that header just flicks on, I wondered if Altay had just took one step too far, but shows great composure, a little bit of fast footwork, catches it nice and easy. First thought, let's get away. Dalot's the willing runner.
Collected here by Varane once more. Dalot. Is Anthony. Interesting to see what happens following this. I know Altay's playing because Andre Onana's been away at the Africa Cup of Nations. Do you sense there might potentially be an opening or a decision to make going forward?
I definitely think there's a question of it. I think from the outside world, more so, but Erik ten Hag seems pretty set that Andre Onana is his goalkeeper, whatever. He likes the way he plays out from the back. There's been a lot of question marks over the Manchester United goalkeeper since he joined in the summer, but in all fairness, Erik ten Hag has stood strong with him.
Here's the save from the header from Delaney.
Yeah, relatively easy, isn't it? It's a good flick on. Manchester United goalkeeper, nice easy collect. But I think they're all on the same wavelength today. They want to bounce as quick as they can, try and catch Newport out of position, see if they can hurt them.
Inside the last 10 minutes of the first half, and Newport County are back in the match with a stunning strike. Bryn Morris, oh, how about that? They have a foothold in this FA Cup tie.
And we can see the manager there, he's pointing at his watch. He's saying keep it tight before half-time, because that wonder strike has just got his team back in this FA Cup tie. What a wonderful strike from Bryn Morris. As soon as it left his foot, whoa, it was travelling, wasn't it? You see here, long ball up, eventually comes back to him, touch, and he hits it, takes a little flick. I actually think it maybe even gathers pace of Martinez's forehead as he tries to flick it on. The only thing he flicks it onto is right into the back of his goalkeeper's net and leaves his goalkeeper with absolutely no chance whatsoever. In off the post, Newport back in the tie.
It was a cracking shot, it was a sizable deflection, but Bryn Morris and Newport County won't be worrying about that.
Does not look like a man who's just scored against the mighty Manchester United, does he? I think he was very aware of how big a deflection it took. Regardless of that, that goal goes down to you, young man.
And suddenly, they're up and about, the adrenaline flowing through the veins. But Manchester United will look to respond immediately with Anthony as they aim to restore that two-goal lead. Rasmus Højlund, too high for Garnacho, out of reach for Fernandes, and all hands on deck there. It was Will Evans, the centre-forward, who cleared the ball from near his own byline.
Yeah, he was coming back into the box there, and all of a sudden there's a little bit more noise, a little bit more excitement around Rodney Parade. They're back in this fixture. It looked dead and buried at one point. Manchester United were cruising most of this first half. They looked cool, they looked calm, they managed the game really well, but all of a sudden there is a buzz in this little corner of South Wales. There is indeed, and it's imperative that they go into half-time only one goal behind.
Here's Manu, the scorer of Manchester United's second goal. Diogo Dalot. Casemiro.
What a wonderful pass.
That's absolutely terrific pass to Anthony, with a lovely ball up to the edge of the penalty area, but it's poked away, and Newport's defenders standing firm. Dalot showed too much of that to Adam Lewis, and Bryn Morris gets the deflection for the throw.
Good reaction from Manchester United though, up the tempo in the game, kept passing the ball, moving it around. When they make the pitch big, Newport can't live with them. There's the man. He's got his team back in this tie.
A reminder, the draw for the fifth round made a little earlier on. The winners of this tie will travel away again in the next round. In the fifth round, they will be away to either Bristol City or Nottingham Forest. They played out a 1-1 draw on Friday night.
don't think Newport... Could be another Premier League side in the next round.
Heading towards the last 5 minutes of the first half. Here's Varane. Long old chase for Kobe Mainoo. And the chase is on. Varane there first, ahead of Seb Palmer-Holden. Dalot can't clear. Suddenly, Newport County just look like a team playing with greater confidence, greater belief in what they're trying to do. As Shane McLaughlin has it now, held up by Garnacho. Ball back with Scott Bennett. Evans lets it run, United get it away. Clark's there, tussling with Hoyland. Carry on, says the referee. David Coote actually taking every available opportunity to try to allow the game to flow.
Yeah, he has, in all fairness, but Newport making this a battle now for Manchester United.
Handball by Luke Shaw.
Putting balls high in the air, that's exactly what defenders don't want. Varane having to pull one out of the air with his head. That isn't what he wants to do. He wants to have the ball at his feet. He wants to be dictating play. All of a sudden, Manchester United just look a little bit under the pump.
They were absolutely coasting for over half an hour in this cup tie, completely in control. But since the goal, Newport County playing in a completely different atmosphere here.
Just missed the first man.
Shane McLaughlin is the player to take this one, and it goes to Morris, who didn't catch that one cleanly. Garnacho looks to lead the break as Casemiro launches it towards Anthony.
Great touch by Anthony there, pulling that out of the sky, killing it dead.
Dalot. Martinez.
See there, the action area is Manchester United 38% in that Newport final third, only 20%, or touching 20% for Newport, but they've made it count. Need to get that 18% up a little bit more. Manchester United will be hoping that they can just keep dominating possession.
Varane. Here's Dalot. Moving away from Lewis into Bruno Fernandes, now Luke Shaw. Evans again, back to help out his defensive colleagues. Garnacho can't find a way through. Evans tries to play the ball away, and it's a free kick to the League Two side.
And everything's being cheered now. Tackles, shots, blocks. The crowd are back on side. See Casemiro there, stopping another possible attack. Doesn't agree with it again. Never often does he? A penny for that man's thoughts right now. I will give
penny
it
for that man's thoughts most weeks, actually, at the moment.
I will give it, his expression never changes, winning or losing.
Long ball forward, safely behind. It will be a goal kick. Just that one shot from Will Evans, the 18-goal forward for Newport County so far, into that near post area.
Yeah, it was lively, it was a sharp shot, it was a man full of confidence that scored a lot of goals already this year. And just be hoping for a better opportunity with a slightly better angle benefiting him.
Altay Bayender away. Hit by the head of Ryan Delaney. This is Harry Charsley. All hustle and bustle in the heart of midfield. Ball kept in play, but met by the head of Martinez and Shaw. 270th appearance for Manchester United today for him. And they're in on Garnacho very, very swiftly. That was Shane McLaughlin with the challenge, not giving him an inch wherever possible. This is Højlund. And now Garnacho's got a bit of space. Anthony running ahead, over it comes, and it's a really poor ball.
Yes, the poor ball, but it's the right idea from Bruno Fernandes, just trying to curl that ball into Anthony in the middle of the box. Gets a little bit too much height on it, but I think Garnacho needs to take a leaf out of his book when he does get away, because if he'd been a little bit less selfless, I'm sure Manchester United would have been 3-0 up, and this wouldn't be the case going into half-time with only a goal difference in the game.
Yeah, we're into a minimum of 2 added minutes. The game has flowed pretty well. This is Lisandro Martinez. He's keeping McLaughlin busy, but McLaughlin seems to be relishing the task. Support from Luke Shaw, and sliding in and helping out and clearing his lines, Harry Charsley.
It's a clear tactic from Manchester United. They must be aware that Newport dropped too deep, and that cut back is always on.
Here's Dalot. Garnacho. Plenty of time for Bennett to send it over the touchline, as Newport County just try to see it out with a 2-1 scoreline to the break.
And again, that man there gets away down that left-hand side, and I can't help but feel Rasmus Højlund was bursting across that front post. Can he roll it into his striker's path? Opts for the pullback again.
Well, at this period of the match, Graham Coughlin's team are very much in this cup tie, when Manchester United had asserted early authority on proceedings with 2 goals in the opening 13 minutes. But that deflected strike from Bryn Morris has just changed the feel around the tie for the moment. Diogo Dalot looks to change that, and the save is made by Townsend from Fernandes. And that will do it for the first half. Bruno Fernandes giving Manchester United the lead inside the opening 7 minutes. Kobbie Mainoo making it 2-0, but Bryn Morris with a thunderous shot from outside the penalty area, taking a deflection on the way through, has brought Graham Coughlin's League Two side right back into this FA Cup tie. Just a goal behind at the break at Rodney Parade. Newport County, are they going to be at it again? Well, they've got renewed belief following that late first half goal. At half-time, Newport County 1, Manchester United 2.
It's game on. It is game on in Wales. Manchester United lead, albeit a slender lead.
I'm thinking this is very close to offside here.
Yeah, no VAR,
Yes.
obviously, but there is a suspicion on the Fernandes' pass. It's touch and go, but it would have been interesting had there been VAR to see what the decision was. But I mean, to the naked eye, you can't blame a linesman or a referee not spotting it. It's that close. But you know, we've got the luxury of slowing it down and having a look at it. They don't. So there's a suspicion of offside. But anyway, they play on it. It was a great strike for Fernandes. The worst possible start for Newport. They silenced the crowd. Manchester United, exactly what they've got to do. Applied themselves really well for the first half an hour of the game. They get the second, and then you're thinking this could be 5 or 6.
It's game over.
7.
You fear for Newport County.
But
Yes.
fair play to Newport. They needed to lift the crowd. They needed to stay in the game. They needed the next goal, and that's exactly what they did.
But you know, even at 2-0, I think sometimes the pressing of Newport, the aggressivity of Newport, the approach, intention, I think they were good. Of course, you know, they could have scored a little bit more, but they kept in the game, not because of that goal, I understand, because of their mentality.
It was a gamble, wasn't it?
Exactly. They were still in it. And today they're fearless. They're not playing deep. Sometimes they can go, they go. Yes, and then came the goal. So I'm not saying they were knocking on the door. The attitude was really good there.
Yeah, attitude. And that's something you probably wouldn't question from the Newport team, their attitude. It's just how they handle the occasion. Listen, this Newport have been in these situations quite a few times as a club. We've seen it with Leicester, and they've had other big ties as well. But obviously some of the players mightn't have been in that situation, so they've had to handle the emotion of the game, and then the start, and then they go behind. And Didier's right, you know, you've got to show character and attitude and come out and really have a go. And it was brave because they pressed hard.